Hello, Arlene. My name is Sean Everett. I am the website analysis expert over at Zucker Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Eric and being open to having an analysis of your website. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you right off the bat is that this is a beautiful website. Look at it. You spent a lot of money to have a guy with a drone and a camera come up and take photos of this church's roof, which you did a great job on. This house, it's spectacular a website. It really, really is. But I might surprise you by telling you that I'm not here for the aesthetic part of it. That is great because it gets people to click. When they get here, they go, oh, wow, this is nice. I'm going to start clicking. But getting people here is the issue that I would like to talk to you about. And there is essentially one great way of doing that. And I'm going to lead you through the assessment now. Let me do this. I'm going to tell you all the ways that I start. Now, the first thing I do is I look at your website using this tool called Ahrefs. It gives me a lot of the metrics of your site. The second thing I do is I go and look at a map with Walden and Brookhaven and all of those areas that you probably service. Then the third thing I do is I go and I do a Google search, a regular Google search for Columbia, South Carolina roofers. Now, I need to tell you a little bit about how Google works. Please don't fall asleep on me. I hope it's not an early part of the day where you end up zoning out for the rest of the day. But here's the deal. The Google algorithm is responsible for placement of all of these things. Now, this area here we call the map pack because it is attached to this map. What do you know about that? And these folks got here by doing something really simple. They went and they had they filled out a Google business profile. Now it's sort of like a Facebook profile, not hard to do. It would be better if it was done by somebody with experience and knowledge because it can be a little tricky, but getting it done right would place you up here in the top 3, which is very near the top. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to scroll down fast. Boom. It bump stopped right there at related searches. Now, that's about as far as most people will scroll and search from there on up. And you want to be in these top results because a Google search matters. It just does. You and I both know it. We both know how much we use Google for so many things in our life. And the way that this works is that the Google algorithm wants to tell us what is relevant. Now, for Google, relevancy means that a company that has a good website. Now, for roofing, for instance, you and I might prefer a company that does things economically with great materials and does a great job. That's not what Google's interested in. They're interested in how good the website is and the metrics of it, not the aesthetics of it, the metrics of it. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Below the map pack, we have what we call the organic results. Now, these are simply and wholly the result of the metrics that the Google algorithm is looking for. Now, the first listing is this. GAF has narrowed down 37 of their best customers to be roofers in Columbia. And the first roofing company I come across is the Red Shirt guys. And so I'm going to use them as a comparison to you for the rest of this demonstration, just to show you how it works. So they are near the top because of what they have done in their website. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is go back to this tool that I was telling you about. And I'm going to show you the keywords that you have. Now, keywords are words that Google expects you to have in your website because when you do a search, Google takes all of the results from this search, Columbia, South Carolina roofers. It takes the results of all of them from the top to the very, very bottom. It takes all the words and counts them in the order that they appear. In other words, the one that has the most amount of appearances becomes keyword number 1, the second number 2, and so on. Now, those become the keywords that Google expects you to have on your website. So, what are those keywords? You have 180 of them. They're essentially the words from your industry. I'm not in your industry. I don't know what all the words could be, but I can tell you it probably will have soffit and gutters and repair and tar, TPO, all sorts of things that I have come to know now that I have been doing this for a little while. But I don't know what they all are. You are smarter than me in that regard. You and your salespeople are smarter in terms of knowing what people ask. So those are what the keywords are. Now, let me show you their results. You have 180. They have 297. So they beat you in this because an algorithm is a mathematical construct and it thinks that more is better. So here are their keywords. Red shirt, obviously somebody looking specifically for them. Commercial roofing companies, roof repair company, and you see how it goes from companies to company. As far as the algorithm is concerned, those are two different words, so two different searches. You need to satisfy the Google algorithm by having the variations that could be out there. For instance, if you go to your website and have your website designer put, oh, bananas are in favor of gorillas, well, if somebody types that into a Google search in Alaska, and your site is going to come up, and they're going to say, "Why is this roofing site from South Carolina coming up on this weird search that I'm doing?" And it's because you have it in your website. The inverse is true. If you don't have it on your website, you won't come up, and that means variations in words and phrases. Companies, roofing, roofer, roofing company, roofing contractor, all of those things, gutters, placement, tiles, tar, all of those things have singulars and plurals, and they should all be somewhere in your website. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is this, your backlinks, because that is the next thing that really generates the placement of your business on a Google search. You have 119 of them. A backlink is where another site that is generally used as a reference will refer back to your site and give them your link. So like Angie's List, yellowpages.com. All they have to do is go there, type in roofer, they see you, they click, there you are. So those backlinks are important because Google essentially believes that the more people that are talking about you, the more important you are. That's how their algorithm works. Oh, if a bunch of people are told to go click this thing, well, that must make it more legitimate, right? So here's what you have, 119. Here's what they have, 375. They win again, and here are their backlinks. They have several in the 90s, Pinterest, Proven Expert, Expertise.com, Yellow Pages, Clutch.com. Super Pages, we're getting down into the 80s, 70s, Dex knows. All of these are great. You want to be in the 70s and above would be my suggestion. 90s would be even better if you got a bunch there, because that will shorten the span of the difference there in the backlinks that you have. It's more about the rating of the websites that you are on than it is about the number of them, to be honest. So getting in highly rated websites is something that you can achieve yourself by going and Googling your competitors, seeing what sites they're listed on. But it is time consuming, and I would assume that you would rather spend your time roofing than digging around in the belly of your website. So essentially, we are the mechanics of your car, and your website designer is the auto body shop. They make it look pretty, and we make it run well. And here's where the rubber hits the road. Your backlinks and your keywords have resulted in 334 clicks in the last month. That's down 56 from the month before. And for them, they had 829. So it is just under 3 times more. Now, mathematically, that means they had 3 times more opportunity to get an estimate, to get a customer, to get money in their pocket. And that matters because the placement of the Google search is important. Most people aren't going to click beyond the related searches. A guy with a Dorito in one hand and a mouse in the other isn't going to go that far. So getting you to the top is something that will literally put money in your pocket. Wow, that was zoomed really quickly. So anyway, I hope I have given you some interesting tips and tools for your own website to make it be something that people come to because they are directed there. And then once they get there, the beauty of it will get them clicking in. So I hope I've given you some tips that are helpful to you. But I would also assume that you would rather spend more time roofing than digging around in the guts of your website. So that's where Eric could probably come in handy. If you understand what I'm saying and you think it might be a good idea for your company, please give him a call. He will guide you through the next steps. Thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.